Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Narmeen Sheikh. Israel's military launched a barrage of strikes on Iran overnight, including on the capital Tehran. Reuters is reporting at least 20 senior Iranian commanders were killed, including the head of the Revolutionary Guards Air Force, Amir Ali Hajizadeh. 6 nuclear scientists were also reportedly killed. Earlier today, more Israeli attacks were reported in Shiraz, Tabriz, and the Natanz nuclear site. Israel's military said it's working to intercept over 100 drones launched by Iran. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei warned further retaliation is coming. An Iranian news anchor read Khamenei's statement.
The Zionist regime opened its dirty and bloody hand to a crime in our beloved country this morning and revealed its evil nature by striking residential centers more than ever before. The regime must expect severe punishment.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to continue the attack on Iran, quote, for as many days as it takes. U.S. State Secretary Marco Rubio claimed the U.S. was, quote, not involved in the strikes, while Trump posted on social media, quote, I gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. The Israeli attacks came as the U.S. and Iran have been engaged in talks over a possible new nuclear agreement. We'll have more on this story after headlines. The UN General Assembly on Thursday overwhelmingly adopted another resolution demanding an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire in Gaza and for Israel to allow the entry of humanitarian aid. The US and Israel were among the minority of 12 countries voting against. This comes as the UN warned of a full internet blackout in Gaza, paralyzing beleaguered humanitarian aid operations across the Strip as Palestinians face worsening hunger amid Israel's ongoing blockade. Landlines were also disrupted after key telecommunications infrastructure was damaged in Israeli strikes. A displaced Palestinian mother in Gaza City described the daily struggle to feed her children.
We lack everything. We lack food, we lack drinks, we lack cleaning supplies, we lack milk, we lack nappies for the children. What should I tell you? We don't have anything. No food, no drink, no life. We are alive only because death has not come yet. Those who have died are relieved, and we die 100 times in a day.
3 activists with the Gaza Freedom Flotilla may face more time in Israeli prison as airports have shut down due to Israel's attacks on Iran. All 3 activists had been scheduled to be deported today. 2 are from France, Pascal Moriera and Yanis Mamadi. Marco van Ren is from the Netherlands. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition is demanding both governments find alternative routes to bring the activists home. This comes after 6 more of the Madlene's activists were deported Thursday. Israeli forces raided the humanitarian vessel Monday in international waters, abducting their passengers. At least 2 were subjected to solitary confinement in Israeli custody. German activist Yasmin Ajar spoke out after she landed back home on Thursday.
The world must rise. We all have to rise together. I'm pleading to you. I'm begging you. Get up. What is happening in Gaza is not normal. For 20 months.
An appeals court ruled late Thursday that Trump can remain in charge of the 4,000 National Guard members deployed around Los Angeles, reversing a court order just hours earlier, which had returned authority over National Guard personnel in California to Governor Gavin Newsom. A 3-judge panel will hear the case again on Tuesday. Neighborhood protests have been continuing throughout the LA region as federal agents raid more homes and businesses. Protests have also targeted hotels, including in Pasadena and near LAX, the Los Angeles airport, where ICE agents have been staying. Meanwhile, Trump indicated he might ease up on immigration raids at farms and hotels after those sectors expressed concerns over staff shortages. Protests defending immigrant communities against ICE raids have been taking place in cities across the U.S., including New York, Seattle, Chicago, Austin, Las Vegas, Madison, and Washington. This is a protest organizer in San Antonio.
They're bringing up the troops. They're bringing up ICE. People are scared, but they're the ones that should be scared. Because us as a community, we can make a difference.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott said he's deployed more than 5,000 National Guard troops in his state. Meanwhile, the sheriff in Florida's Brevard County warned protesters his officers would kill them ahead of expected nationwide protests this weekend.
If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
More than 1,800 rallies are planned across the U.S. Saturday under the banner of No King's Day, coinciding with a $45 million taxpayer-funded military parade and 79th birthday bash for Trump. On Thursday, federal agents forcibly removed California Senator Alex Padilla from a press conference held by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem before shoving him onto a hallway floor and handcuffing him. Before he was attacked by the agents, Padilla introduced himself as a senator as he attempted to ask Noem a question on the ICE raids and crackdown on protesters in L.A. Senator Padilla later addressed the stunning attack at a news conference.
If this is how this administration responds to a senator with a question, if this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers out in the Los Angeles community and throughout California and throughout the country. We will hold this administration accountable.
The Trump administration has ordered over 500,000 immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to self-deport or face arrest after stripping them of their humanitarian parole status, which authorized them to temporarily live and work in the United States. This comes just weeks after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Trump administration's efforts to end the relief granted under Biden's presidency. Guerline Joseph, executive director of the Haitian Bridge Alliance, said in a statement, quote, "DHS is tearing those lives apart, forcing families into chaos. This is not policy, it is punishment," she said. Harvard Medical School scientist Ksenia Petrova was released on bail Thursday after spending 4 months in ICE detention. The Trump administration has sought to deport Petrova, a Russian national, accusing her of criminal smuggling for failing to declare non-hazardous frog samples when she re-entered the U.S. from a trip to France. Petrova is due back in court next week. The Supreme Court on Thursday unanimously ruled in favor of a family whose Atlanta home was wrongfully raided in the middle of the night by FBI agents 8 years ago, allowing their damages lawsuit against the federal government to move forward. In 2017, Katrina Martin, her partner, and her then 7-year-old son were abruptly awoken when a 6-agent SWAT team smashed their front door with a battering ram, detonated a flashbang grenade, and raided the home as they searched for a suspect. Martin described being dragged from a closet where she was hiding and being held at gunpoint before the agents realized they'd raided the wrong home. 2 years later, in 2019, the family sued the FBI and individual agents for the wrong house raid. The federal government is typically immune from such lawsuits. A British man was identified Thursday as the sole survivor of Air India Flight 171, which crashed in Ahmedabad minutes after takeoff. The latest death toll has topped 290 people, including the other 241 people on board the London-bound Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. It's not yet clear what caused the plane to crash. Just weeks ago, the U.S. Justice Department reached a deal with Boeing, allowing the airline to avoid criminal responsibility for 2 deadly 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019. In Kenya, protests erupted in the capital Nairobi amid mounting anger over police brutality following the death of political blogger Albert Ojwang while in police custody last week. Police initially claimed his death was a suicide. Prior to Ojwang's arrest, he'd repeatedly called out Kenya's Deputy Inspector General Eliud Langat, accusing him of involvement in a bribery scandal and being part of the mafia police. Protesters took to the streets as the government presented a much-anticipated annual budget Thursday.
Our first demand is for Langat to be put in jail now. He should be arrested. Let us forget about the finance bill.
And I'm telling the youth of this nation, we are stronger than before.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has announced 8 new members for the Centers for Disease Control's Vaccination Advisory Panel after firing its 17 sitting members last week. Several of the new advisors have gained prominence for their vaccine skepticism, including against the mRNA technology used in COVID-19 vaccines. The American Medical Association also raised concerns the new panel was selected, quote, without transparency and proper vetting. The Senate voted Thursday to confirm Billy Long to lead the Internal Revenue Service amid revelations Long was involved in a bribery conspiracy involving a healthcare company and that he's received suspicious donations to a defunct campaign fund after he was nominated by Trump to head the IRS. While he was a Missouri Congress member, Long co-sponsored legislation to eliminate the IRS. The group Americans for Tax Fairness warned Long's new authority, quote, signals open season for wealthy tax cheats. The U.S. House on Thursday approved in a 214 to 212 vote President Trump's request to claw back $9.4 billion in funding for international aid and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which funds NPR and PBS. Only 4 Republicans voted against the measure, which will freeze $8.3 billion in appropriated foreign aid and $1.1 billion for public media, pending another vote in the Senate. And here in New York, a judge declared a mistrial Thursday in the remaining rape charges against Harvey Weinstein after the jury deadlocked in his rape retrial. One day earlier, the disgraced Hollywood mogul was convicted of a separate sex crime and acquitted on another. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg vowed to retry Harvey Weinstein again on the unresolved charge. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Nermeen Sheikh in New York, joined by Amy Goodman in Washington, D.C. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Nermeen, and hello to everyone in the United States and around the world. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.